Somebody who says, I'm not going to give in to same-sex desires, I'm going to be celibate, it's different than a heterosexual person saying that they're going to be celibate. Because a heterosexual person, there's always a chance that they'll meet somebody. But somebody who's same-sex attracted, unless they're delivered in some way, shape, or form, that will never happen for them. And so that's something that we have to respect and understand. That's a big decision. I remember a conversation I had with my mother one time. I don't know how it came up. Nobody ever wants to have this conversation with their mom. I didn't bring it up. But my mom, just so you know, my mom said, Caleb, the last several years of my relationship with Vera, we were not intimate. Again, nobody wants to hear that from their mom. But I remember I looked at my mom, and this is before she came to Christ. I said, so, you're not a lesbian anymore. She said, well, sure I am. We haven't been intimate in years, but that's my community. Those are my people. I have relationships and acceptance. I'm part of a cause and a movement. And I said, Mom, you just described the church. And she said, no, I didn't. Why in the world would I go somewhere that would make me feel less about myself? And it really dawned on me at that point that it's all about identity more than anything. I mean, is sexual intimacy part of it? Yeah. But I've met my fair share of couples who are same-sex couples who aren't even intimate anymore, and yet that's how they identify themselves. And so really, I think the core issue of our time today, the issue that we need to be tackling as a culture is really identity. And you see it with Bruce Jenner to Caitlyn Jenner. You see it with a lady from the NAACP in the Northwest who says, even though I'm Caucasian, I still identify as African American. I really believe that there is a huge identity crisis. And what we learn from Scripture is we were created by God, for God, to be identified by God. And I think that I think that the whole world needs to understand that. And so the average person, I think, who identifies as LGBT, wouldn't look at it as a struggle, even though I think that's a correct word. They would say, no, this is my identity. So how do we get them to shift it over to Jesus? And I would say this, that unless we love them, right? Jesus said in John 13:35 that we were talking about earlier, Jesus said, hey, the world will know you're my disciples by how you love one another. And I don't know that other people will really listen to what we say about holy living and how the Bible calls us to holy living if they don't know that we love them. I think if people know that we care, they will listen more than we ever give credit for.